I remember the cold steel of the bridge, the hum of the ship beneath my feet, a living thing. The air was thick with anticipation, every sense heightened by the responsibility that came with command. It was 0300 hours in the Persian Gulf. Every blip on the radar could be a threat, every shadow on the water a potential danger. The darkness outside was absolute, broken only by the glow of instruments and the quiet voices of the watch. My job as commander was to know the difference. Over 300 sailors depended on my judgment, their lives and futures in my hands with every call I made. Every decision carried a weight that could press you through the deck plates. The burden was invisible, but it was always there, a constant companion in the quiet hours. You learn to live with that weight. You respect it. It's a sacred trust, not about glory or headlines. The world rarely sees the quiet moments, the silent prayers, the resolve it takes to keep moving forward. It's about the painstaking work of keeping your people safe, knowing your actions have consequences you can't always predict. You carry the memory of every close call, every lesson learned the hard way. You study, prepare, listen, and weigh every option, not for appearances, but to protect your crew and serve the mission. The stakes are real, and the margin for error is razor thin. The mission is always bigger than one person. That's the first and last lesson of command. You are a steward of something greater than yourself, entrusted with the lives and hopes of others. I see the world through that lens, forged over decades of service. Every experience, every challenge has shaped my understanding of what true leadership means. So when I see a leader, especially a former commander-in-chief, treat national security like a reality show, a cold anger rises in me. It's not just a personal reaction, it's a deep sense of betrayal to the values we swore to uphold. It's not political anger, it's the anger of a professional watching an amateur play with fire. The risks are real, and the consequences are measured in lives, not ratings. It's the disappointment of seeing a sacred duty reduced to a photo op. The uniform is not a costume, and leadership is not a performance. This isn't about parties, it's about principles. Leadership, responsibility, and service. These are the values that bind us together, regardless of rank or background. These are the bedrock of our military and our nation. Without them, everything else begins to crumble. When those principles are eroded, the damage isn't just to an image. It's a wound that weakens the very heart of our democracy. The damage is to the very foundation of our national security. It undermines trust, unity, and the sense of purpose that keeps us strong. And that is a price we cannot afford to pay. The cost is too high, and the consequences too lasting for us to ignore. Let's talk about the stunt that sent shockwaves through the national security community. Last week, in a move that stunned both allies and adversaries, Donald Trump publicly broadcast the exact location and patrol schedule of a U.S. nuclear submarine. He didn't just drop a hint, he described its operational area with alarming specificity, framing it as a bold show of strength to his audience, as if revealing such secrets was a mark of leadership. But what he actually did was hand our adversaries a priceless gift, one they could never have obtained on their own. Our nuclear submarines are the cornerstone of our strategic deterrence. Their power is secrecy. Their strength is in being undetectable, always lurking, always ready. The doctrine is simple. An enemy can never be sure where our subs are, so they can't risk a first strike. That uncertainty is what keeps the peace. By revealing that submarine's location and patrol window, Trump didn't just break protocol, he compromised the entire system, undermining decades of careful planning. He told Russia, China, and every hostile actor, "Look here, focus your satellites, your ships, your subs." He gave them a roadmap. He made the impossible task of finding a needle in an ocean haystack just a little bit easier, tipping the balance in their favor. For what? Applause? Cable news coverage? A fleeting moment of attention? It's a betrayal of the highest order, one that puts politics above country. The men and women on that submarine are now at greater risk, their families left to worry about consequences they never asked for. Trump, with his careless words, put a target on their backs, making them vulnerable in ways they never should have been. He treated a vital national security asset as his own personal prop, using it for spectacle rather than safeguarding its secrecy. This isn't just poor judgment, it's a profound and dangerous dereliction of duty, one that history will not soon forget. In the Navy, we live by a strict principle called need to know. It's not just a guideline, it's a fundamental rule that shapes every decision we make. You only get access to classified information if you absolutely need it to do your job. No exceptions, no shortcuts. This principle is what protects our operations, our advanced technology, and most importantly, our people from unnecessary risk. It's drilled into us from day one, becoming second nature as we train and serve. A real commander knows that information is a weapon, one that must be guarded, not brandished carelessly. But Trump did the opposite, disregarding this code. He took highly sensitive information and broadcast it to the world, using it as a tool for political gain rather than national security. It was a performance, not true leadership, more about spectacle than substance. A true commander would never compromise an ongoing mission or the safety of their crew for personal aggrandizement or applause. The mission and the crew always come first. That's the unbreakable code we live by. Real leaders project strength through decisive action, not empty words or grandstanding. They let ambiguity and silence do the work, understanding that sometimes what you don't say is just as powerful. Trump's move was a politician's play, loud, flashy, and strategically bankrupt, putting ego above country. It weakened our position, endangered our people, and showed our enemies that our secrets could be tossed away for political points, not protected as they should be. This tells them our leadership is undisciplined, divided, and invites them to test us, making our nation less secure in a dangerous world. There's grave danger when a leader's image becomes more important than national security. Decisions shift from what's best for the country to what generates headlines or applause. National security is a long game, requiring patience, discipline, and focus beyond news cycles. When image is the goal, secrecy is seen as weakness. A leader obsessed with image wants to show off. Trump tore down the curtain that protects our secrets, treating our nuclear deterrent like a hotel grand opening. Intelligence briefings become political tools. Military assets become photo ops. The mission becomes making the president look good, not defending the nation. Our adversaries see this. They know how to play a leader desperate for praise. An image-obsessed leader is a predictable and therefore weak leader. History gives us clear examples of leadership in crisis. President Kennedy, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, faced immense pressure to act rashly. Instead, he chose restraint and diplomacy, putting the nation's survival above his own image. True strength lies in disciplined, responsible leadership. Contrast that with Trump's behavior. His submarine stunt is leadership by impulse, for the cameras, for vanity. In a real crisis, this could lead to catastrophic miscalculation. Imagine if Kennedy had publicly announced the flight path of our U-2 spy planes. Escalation would have been inevitable. Good leadership absorbs pressure, calms fears, and makes the right decision, even if it's unpopular. Trump's actions show a preference for chaos and drama, not leadership. Showmanship has no place in the command of a nuclear-armed nation. A single careless act by a leader can have devastating ripple effects. When Trump revealed the submarine's location, he endangered not just one crew, but sent a chilling message to everyone in intelligence and special operations. Your secrets aren't safe. This erodes trust, the currency of our profession. Our allies share intelligence with us because they trust we'll protect it. When that trust is broken, they hold back, making us less informed and less safe. Our adversaries learn from this, adjusting their strategies and exploiting our weaknesses. It turns our political process into a national security vulnerability. Reckless stunts damage the culture of our security services, creating fear and uncertainty that can take years to repair. As a commander, you're entrusted with powerful tools: warships, jets, intelligence. They belong to the American people, to be used only to defend the nation. Responsible use is the essence of command. You never use them for spectacle. Spectacle is the enemy of strategy. When Trump used a submarine's location as a speech line, he treated a strategic tool as a prop. It's a grotesque misuse, showing a lack of respect for its power. True leaders know restraint is often their most powerful tool. A confident commander is comfortable with silence, letting readiness speak for itself. The tools of national power are for service, not personal or political gain. When misused for spectacle, their effectiveness is diminished, our secrets exposed, and our people put at risk. I speak now as a citizen who wore the uniform for 30 years who knows what's at stake. We are in a moment of profound danger, not just from enemies abroad, but from failed leadership at home. This behavior is not normal, and we must not let it become so. We must demand more from our leaders: seriousness, discipline, and respect for the responsibilities of command. This isn't about party, it's about being American. The security of our nation is a sacred trust. Hold leaders accountable, no matter who they are. Look past the noise. Ask, is this leader making us safer? Respecting those who serve, protecting our secrets? The answers to these questions should guide us. This is a test of our national character. The future depends on our answer. We must choose leaders who understand the weight of command. It all comes down to one principle: country above self. The needs of the nation must always come before personal ambition or ego. This is the foundational ethic of military service, and should be for our commander-in-chief. When a leader puts their image first, they betray that principle and the trust of the American people. True leadership is about responsibility, not showmanship. Real leaders guard secrets, seek results, and leave the nation stronger. Let us look for leaders who embody country above self, who serve with humility, not hubris. The stakes are too high for anything less. Our security and our place in the world depend on it. Remember the creed that has guided our best leaders: country, always, above all.